uplift their lives.
They need to invest in the education sector, so we can have a lot of people getting better education. And when they get better education, it means the chance of getting better jobs and therefore better lives.
The biggest thing that a successful person can do is to create other successful people. And this is something we see a lot done in the West, where the rich invest in the poor, in the community. And I think as Africans, we need to do the same.
So how can we make sure we promote equality? One idea has been a universal basic income. Earlier on, I spoke to Lydia Zigomo, Regional Director for Oxfam International, and she broke down how we could go about doing that in Africa.
It's been tried in places like Kenya and and Zimbabwe. But the problem with that concept is that it requires the government to be providing funds to subsidize the poorest within society. And while you can do that on a temporary and short-term basis, the challenge is maintaining that for the long term. And the only way, in fact, that we can change that need to be providing those types of funds is by ensuring that not only are tax regimes fairer and just, but people are earning a living wage and we're putting more people into work.
How can governments raise the funds for this universal basic income policy?
Well, you can work with your development partners. There are ways in which also you can use the income you're generating. So if you have stronger domestic resource revenue generation policies and you're implementing them well, on top of which you can also be looking at things like in this region, in East Africa, we are starting to see the potential of oil and extractives industries becoming a major player. So how governments begin to think about the revenue that's going to be generated from those would be some of the ways.
How open do you think Africa's richest are to being taxed more, briefly?
It's been tried I think Senegal is attempting this. So there are places where they have put in place a wealth tax, and they're raising 0.22% of their tax revenues from taxes on wealth. So there is one country in Africa that's doing it. We will need to continue to work on adapting and working through how we do this, learning also from governments in other
That's it from BBC Money Daily. See you next time.